Why people self-sabotage after financial wins. One of the strangest patterns in money is this. People finally get a win, a raise, a profitable investment, a debt paid off, a breakthrough moment, and instead of building on it, they sabotage it. They overspend. They take reckless risks. They abandon the system that worked. They give progress back quietly. From the outside, it looks irrational. From the inside, it feels almost automatic. And most people don't understand why they do it. They assume it means they're irresponsible, undisciplined, bad with money. That's not what's happening. Self-sabotage after financial wins is not about greed or stupidity. It's about psychology, specifically about identity, emotional regulation, and nervous system overload. Let's start with the first hidden reason. Financial wins create emotional imbalance. For a long time, effort and reward are misaligned. You work, you wait, you struggle, you delay gratification. Then, suddenly, a win arrives. The emotional system doesn't process this gradually. It spikes. Relief, excitement, validation, hope. These emotions feel good, but they're destabilizing because the nervous system is not calibrated for sudden reward, so it looks for a way to return to equilibrium. And one of the fastest ways to do that is to undo the win. Now let's talk about identity. Most people carry a financial identity. I'm someone who struggles. I'm someone who's just getting by. I'm not lucky with money. This identity forms over years. It becomes familiar, predictable, safe. A financial win threatens that identity. Suddenly, the old story doesn't fit, and the brain experiences this as danger. Not logical danger, psychological danger. So behavior shifts to restore identity consistency. People spend to feel normal. They take risks to feel familiar stress. They give money away impulsively. This isn't self-hatred, it's self-preservation. Now let's talk about guilt. Many people don't believe they deserve financial ease. They've internalized beliefs like, money should be hard. Others have it worse. I didn't earn this fully. This won't last. So when a win arrives, guilt appears. Guilt demands relief, and relief often looks like giving the win back, spending it, losing it, neutralizing it. This is moral discomfort disguised as bad decisions. Now let's talk about fear of permanence. Wins feel temporary. Loss feels familiar. Some people unconsciously believe good things don't last, so they rush to enjoy the win before it's taken away. This creates impulsive behavior, not because they're reckless, but because they're bracing for loss. Now let's talk about pressure. After a win, expectations rise from others, from yourself. You think, what if I can't repeat this? What if this was luck? What if I mess up next time? This pressure creates anxiety, and anxiety seeks escape, so people sabotage progress to escape expectation. Failure lowers the bar, success raises it. Now let's talk about emotional regulation again. For many people, stress is familiar. They know how to function under pressure. They know how to cope with scarcity. Calm feels unfamiliar. Stability feels strange. Peace feels boring. So after a win, they unconsciously recreate chaos, not because they like it, because they know how to survive in it. Now let's talk about the reset behavior. Self-sabotage often looks like a reset, a big purchase, a risky bet, a careless decision. These actions collapse progress quickly. Why? Because progress itself creates tension. Tension between who you were and who you might become. And collapse releases that tension. Now let's talk about comparison. Financial wins increase visibility. People notice, they comment, they expect. This triggers comparison. You're doing well now, you're ahead, you're lucky, and visibility can feel unsafe. So people subconsciously shrink back. They spend to look normal. They downplay success. They erase the signal. Now let's talk about the misunderstanding Self-sabotage is not a lack of control. It's an attempt to regain emotional control. It's the nervous system saying, "This feels like too much." Now let's talk about why this happens after wins, not before. Before wins, hope dominates. After wins, responsibility appears. Responsibility is heavier than hope. Now let's talk about how to stop this cycle. Not with discipline, not with shame, not with tighter rules. With awareness and pacing, people who stop self-sabotaging after wins do three things differently. First, they normalize wins emotionally. They don't inflate them. They don't celebrate impulsively. They let them settle. Second, they slow down after success. They avoid making big decisions immediately. They protect the win from emotional reaction. Third, they update identity gradually. They allow themselves to become someone who has wins, slowly. Now let's talk about systems again. Systems protect wins, automatic saving of windfalls, delayed spending rules, no major decisions during emotional highs. Systems assume emotional instability, and that's not pessimistic, it's realistic. Now let's talk about integration. A win needs to be integrated emotionally, not spent, not erased, integrated. That means sitting with, "I can have this. I don't need to rush. I don't need to prove anything." Integration takes time. Now let's talk about the final truth. People don't self-sabotage because they hate success. They sabotage because success arrived faster than their emotional system could handle. This isn't weakness, it's a mismatch. And mismatches can be corrected, not by force, by slowing down, by protecting wins, by expanding capacity gradually. Financial progress doesn't fail because of lack of intelligence. It fails when identity and emotion lag behind reality. When those catch up, self-sabotage disappears, not because temptation vanished, but because temptation vanished, but because success no longer feels threatening. It feels normal, and when success feels normal, it finally sticks. There's another hidden force behind self-sabotage after financial wins. It's the loss of a familiar struggle. For many people, struggle becomes an emotional anchor. It provides structure, a reason to push, a narrative that explains discomfort. When a financial win removes part of that struggle, something destabilizing happens. The old excuse disappears, and with it, a strange kind of comfort, because struggle, as painful as it is predictable. Success introduces ambiguity. What now? What's expected of me? What if I fail from here? That uncertainty creates anxiety, and anxiety seeks something familiar, so people recreate struggle. Now let's talk about emotional whiplash. Financial wins compress time. Years of effort are rewarded in a moment. The nervous system doesn't scale gradually, it swings. From deprivation to abundance, from hope to responsibility, from scarcity to choice. That swing is destabilizing, and destabilization triggers corrective behavior, not logical correction, emotional correction. Self-sabotage is the nervous system trying to find balance. Now let's talk about deservingness again, but deeper. Many people subconsciously believe money must be earned through suffering. So when money arrives without pain attached, it feels illegitimate. This belief often comes from upbringing, culture, or moral messaging. So a win triggers internal conflict. I didn't suffer enough for this. I got lucky. I shouldn't enjoy this. That conflict demands resolution. And resolution often looks like eliminating the money. Now let's talk about the fear of becoming different. Wins change trajectories. They widen options. They separate paths. They move you forward. And forward movement can create emotional distance from others. Some people sabotage to stay aligned with their social environment, not consciously, emotionally. Now let's talk about the moment sabotage happens. It rarely feels dramatic. It feels justified. I'll just enjoy a little. This is reasonable. I earned this. It won't matter. Self-sabotage hides inside logic. That's what makes it so effective. Now let's talk about the relief that follows sabotage. Relief is real. Pressure drops, expectations lower. The system feels familiar again. This relief reinforces the behavior. The brain learns. Undoing progress reduces stress. That learning is powerful. Now let's talk about why discipline fails here. Discipline fights behavior. It doesn't resolve the emotional cause, so sabotage repeats. Now let's talk about how people actually break this pattern. They expect discomfort after wins. They plan for emotional instability. They treat wins like fragile objects, protected, not celebrated impulsively, not reacted to. Now let's talk about delayed gratification after success. People think discipline is hardest during struggle. It's not. It's hardest after success because the reward system is activated. And activated reward systems crave expression, so delay is critical. Now let's talk about normalization again. People who keep wins normalize them quietly. No sudden lifestyle changes, no dramatic shifts, no identity leaps. They let reality update slowly. Now, let's talk about emotional neutrality. Wins that stick are treated neutrally, not ignored, not inflated, just accepted. Now let's talk about the final integration. Self-sabotage disappears when success stops feeling like a disruption, when wins no longer threaten identity, when stability feels safe, when progress feels normal. This doesn't happen through willpower. It happens through repetition and pacing. Now let's close with the deepest truth. Self-sabotage after financial wins is not self-destruction. It's self-protection misapplied. The brain is trying to restore safety. Once success itself becomes safe, there's nothing left to sabotage, and progress finally compounds not just financially, but psychologically.